Hey,
Peace and love, everyone. What's going on?
how's the weather over there?
Sunny.
What's the temperature? Is it like 50?
No, it's probably like 70.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, I got a little bit of the sniffles.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, so we're going to be starting here shortly. I'm going to get ready to pull my screen up. All right, so we're going to be starting here in just a second. So if anybody comes on, just let them know we're going to be starting here shortly.
okay.
All right, we're going to be starting here in 1 minute.
Good, good.
All right, we're going to be starting here in about 30 seconds. All right, family. So we're gonna get ready to get this thing popping. Um, First and foremost, I'm just so excited to be, doing this call with you all. Um, I just decided to, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we get on here. Monday we go over Forex basics. Today we're gonna be going over the product. So it's important to be on these calls because, we're doing these calls for you, right? We're doing these calls for you. So definitely show up, because the time and energy is being poured to make sure that you get this deal. So definitely just show up. By now, hold on, let me mute some people's lines. By now, we should know the schedule. The schedule has been posted in the chat groups. It's been posted in our Facebook groups. So by now, and if you don't have the schedule, just let me know. But you definitely want to have the schedule so you know what's going on. So I'm gonna go over a couple of little admin things now that we all kind of like on the phone. I'm gonna go over a couple admin things, and then we're gonna get into the product. We're gonna dive straight into the Harmonic Scanner. This is what you see right here. So, wow, congratulations to all of you guys. Like, really, congratulations. I've been seeing people place trades. People been ranking up. People on the verge of leaving their jobs. Like, you guys have been doing the thing. So first and foremost, I definitely want to say, give yourself a hand clap, for taking the next step, the next level, the next leap, and boundaries. Some people speak about wanting to trade, but they make up so many excuses not to trade. So I'm glad you guys are here. So let's go over really, really quick bring some clarity to some things because I know we have so many new people. So we have two Facebook groups that we operate out of. Okay, we have two Facebook groups. And you may want to write this down because who knows, you may forget later. And so, doing this, we're learning how to be independent. We're learning how to basically be our own boss. So, when you start, becoming, independent, you're resourceful. You just kind of already go to the source. You really don't have to ask so many questions because everything is already here. So I just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. This is kind of like a study outline of how long it should take you. Now, this is just a fast track system. Some of you guys are knocking it out. Some of you may be, still working on it. But this is just kind of like a guideline. So it should only take you, to be honest, it should literally take you a day, no more than 3 days to knock out this IML Academy. It's literally from 24 videos, which is equivalent to about 3 hours. So, in a nutshell. So I just said about a week. If you're finished with the IML Academy, you're probably wondering, well, what's next? Well, you definitely want to check out the TV, right? And start to get into the Harmonic Scanner, which we're going to speak about tonight. By week 3 and 4, you should already be in your demo, right? And you're going to be using a strategy that you learned from the Harmonic Scanner, which we're going to go over tonight, right? So by week 5, you should already be making money live. So this is a fast track. And so if you sign up anybody that signs up with you and they start trading or they want to know how long it takes, you need to be able to give them this right here. It's always going to be in this group. So you never have to ask, hey, what is the fast track? Because it's already in the group. Okay. So right here, if everybody sees this popular tags, because see, sometimes we ask a lot of questions, but sometimes everything is right here that you need to know. So let's just say you want to know about a video to send somebody. You just click on this tab right here and boom, everything is there. So I'm not going to go too deep in here because you could play around with this yourself. But needless to say, like anything that you probably want to know, check the topics and just see what's going on. And make sure anybody that you sign up, you let them know the same thing so that everything just makes sense. It's just like a clear channel. It's so duplicatable that anybody can get it, right? And so we have a lot of new people joining. Just welcome them in, show them some love. They took a big step to do this. So, don't just look at the post and go by. Like actually just take about less than a second to say welcome, right? Congratulate. So needless to say, this is a group, it's very informational. Please check into it because a lot of stuff that you need is already here. For people that's ready to trade live, you need to know about lot sizes. And so right here's a little cheat sheet. So you'll know what you're doing when you're trading, because some people are trading and they don't even know what lot sizes they're using. So that's very important. So that's that Facebook group. And I'm just going to go over a couple more things and then we're going to dive into the Harmonic Scanner. I just want to make sure that we're all clear because like I said, we have so many new people. I want everybody on the same page. And if you're just coming in, if you could just mute your phone. There's a lot of background noise. Hold on. I think that's Brandon. Okay, cool. So, and then we have our Trade Nation group. So Trade Nation is with everybody in Trade Nation. It's everybody. As you can see, it says 3,000, over 3,000 people. So this is the whole Trade Nation family. The other group is just our immediate team. Everybody that you see on this call right here and some other people that decided not to get on this call today. So yeah, so that's that. Not to confuse everybody. I really wanted to bring clarity to the two groups, okay? So let's go ahead and get into trading, right? Let's get into the trading because I know that's what y'all excited about. So let me tell you, there is power in this Harmonic Scanner. So if you're already done with the videos, you're like, look, I'm ready to make some money. This is where you want to be. This is where you want to be. So the strategy that we're going to be learning today, so make sure you have your notes because if you're trying to just remember this, that's not going to be good. That's where you're going to, you're not going to be successful trying to learn all this by your mind. So make sure you're going to be taking good notes. But let me show you where you can learn this strategy to use this because, see, this comes free with your membership. You just go to IMLHarmonicScanner.com. That's it. And then you're going to have your login information just like you have for your academy, right? So you're logging in. This thing right here is 87, 90% accurate. So until you know your own strategy, why not use this cheat sheet, right? So look, this is our website. And every Monday at 9 o'clock, we have a class that's teaching you like what's back here, what to do, where to find this at. It's at 9 o'clock, and that's also a pinned announcement in our Trade Nation Epidemic group. So just go look in there. The link's already there. So you should check it out next Monday if you're brand new. So IML TV is gold, family. It's gold. I mean, these traders, if you haven't used this and you're finished with the videos, then I don't know what you're doing, because this is the gold. So look, Harmonic Scanner. As a beginner, you want to focus on the basics and the Harmonic Scanner. If you are a type of person that added something on the side, like maybe some of us, we added Gold Cup, we added the web analyzer, then go here. Go to these channels and learn how to use this product, Swipe Coin, right? Because they're going to teach you. So look, Harmonic Scanner, really quick. Look at these people. Basically, Monday through Saturday, what strategy we're going to talk about tonight is a little bit of Ferron strategy. I watched maybe 2 or 3 of his videos and was already trading and making money, because all it took was me just dedicating a little bit of time and some good notes. His strategy is so easy, so I'm going to show you that tonight. So, I mean, take a look at this. Like, get here and play around. Look around, because there's so much information. Some of the stuff you want to know is already here. So definitely take the time, read, check it out. A lot of good stuff. You can watch these people live, right? You just click on their name. If it's not live, then it's recorded, right? So I just wanted to show you all that really, really quick, just to bring some clarity, because I know a lot of people was probably wondering, what to do. So boom, you'll be able to watch him. If you want to see something he did yesterday, boom, you just push this arrow, right? So that's it, easy peasy. It's simple, simple, family, simple. So let's get into this Harmonic Scanner. So I'm going to briefly go over a little bit how it works, because as you can see, you could tune in to one of these channels and get a better understanding. I just want you to see how powerful it is, like why we're using this product. So what kind of method I use, and see, there's different strategies, family. Don't get hung up on the different strategies. Go with the strategy that works good for you. Play with it for a while. Master it. Right, and master it before you hop on to something different, so that you won't become overwhelmed, right? So this is called the trust the bands strategy. Trust the bands. So what I'm going to do, and you should be writing this down, I'm going to go to the hour chart. So over here is different brokers. These little icons that you see, different brokers. It doesn't matter which broker you look at, because remember, this is just a cheat sheet. If you got Hugo's way, you got Hugo's way. It doesn't matter. You're just looking at this. This is just like having somebody's answers for a math test. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're just looking at it so you can copy it into the MetaTrader 4. All right, I hope that makes sense. So we're on the 1 hour chart, and as you can see over here, you got 15 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day. And a lot of people probably wonder, like, well, which do I look at? It depends on what type of trader you are, which you should have already learned from your academy, kind of the different type of traders, right? Let me see who we got on here. I want to make sure. Could somebody come off mute and tell me the different type of traders that we have? Trading styles, should I say?
There are scalpers, there are day traders, swing traders.
Okay. And could you give me a definition of what a scalp trader is? Somebody else, I know you already answered Whitney. I thank you so much. Somebody else tell me what a scalper is.
You basically get in and get out.
Okay, so what time frame are you gonna be looking at?
Probably like the 15-minute chart.
True. Yep. 15, no more than 30. Okay, so what's like a day trader? Somebody know what a day trader is? Like, what hour chart would I focus on if I was a day trader.
The day chart.
Yeah, the day chart.
Okay. Would I also check out like the
Or the
4
4
hour?
hour.
4 hours.
Yep. Exactly. So, y'all should have learned most of this already in your academy. I just wanted to test your knowledge really quick. So let's go ahead and get into this strategy, family. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add an indicator. And an indicator basically is just an indicator, to be honest. Like it's just giving you an indication that the market may be going in your favor. So do we rely 100% on it? No, we don't rely 100% on it. It's just a confirmation, right? It's just like oh, okay, I knew it was going that way, and look. So you definitely want to utilize them. Some people don't use them at all. Some people don't use them at all, but we're going to use them today. So you go right here where it says indicators. So does anybody not see where it says indicator? Okay, cool. And please make sure to ask questions, because there's no dumb question. And so when we get finished with this call, everybody should know this strategy. And so if you don't understand it, definitely let me know, okay? Because this is the perfect time for you to ask questions so you can know. Okay, so we're going to go right here to we're going to go to the indicators. Now we're going to add our Bollinger Bands. If you see this word right here, go ahead and write it down on your paper. Okay, so you're going to add this 5 times. Excuse me. Now, how do you do that? You simply just tap it 5 times. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Easy peasy. Nothing too cerebral, right? We went right here to indicators. That's all we did. We clicked on it. We typed in the word Bollinger Band. It came up. We tapped it 5 times. Simple. If that did not make sense, please let me know before I proceed forward with the coordinates. Did everybody see how I just did that? Dope. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna move on. So now it's 5 of them, right? If you can kind of see my cursor, I'm kind of like waving over them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through each of them, and we're gonna click the format button right here. So by clicking this, what we're gonna do is change the input. So I know some of you guys have already seen this strategy. So somebody let me know, what is the length?
The length is always 50.
It's always 50. Wonderful. Thank you, Whitney. So we're going to change that to 50. So make sure that y'all write that down so you don't have to ask, like, what's the length of it? The length again? Because you already wrote it down in your notes. So it's 50. And this next one right here is 2. So you're just going to keep this as is. So the length is always 50. And, I mean, as a little side note, you can even put on your paper, like, a little star and put, like, hey, the length is always 50. And each one of these we go through, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is really a beauty cosmetic. You don't have to do it. But as I add these Bollinger Bands, I want to see them. I want to make them dark, if that makes sense. Like if you kind of see it and the backdrop is really, really light. So me personally, I just bring it to the middle, the color. And as you can see, this line in the back got dark. Now that's just something I do. And then I take out the plot background so that, this starts to lighten up, Let me take it out. See, it got really, really light. So I'm just cleaning up the chart. Maybe you can see through all of that, but I like to clean it up. So the next Bollinger Band, guess what? The length is always what?
50.
Wonderful. Great, great, cool. 50. So it's always 50. Now here's the thing we're going to change now. So instead of this being 2, it's going to be 2.5. So go ahead and put that in your notes that the next Bollinger Band, which is the second one, it's going to be 50 and 2.5. Now me personally, like I said, I'm going to change my style because I want the lines darker. And as you can see in the backdrop, these lines is very dark. If you don't change them, they light. So now I'm on the third Bollinger Band. Changing up my style again. Boom, boom, boom. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to the input. The length, we know it's always 50. Now this is going to change. So the last one was 2.5. So can anybody guess kind of like what this number is going to be by looking at the pattern?
3.
That's right. Who said that?
Divine.
Dang, Divine. That's what Divine just signed up. She been in less than a week. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Cool. So yeah, 3. It's 3. So we on the fourth Bollinger Band, family. See, this strategy is real simple. We know the length is always going to be 50. So what you think this number going to be? Because so the first one was 2. We had
3.5.
3.5. Okay, cool. Who just said that?
Persephone.
That's what I'm talking about, Persephone. Got to get you in that harmonic scanner. Okay, cool. So y'all can see it starting to come alive. Y'all can start to see the Bollinger Bands. And if you have some team that's not on this call, please get them on this call, because I would hate for somebody to ask like how the harmonic scanner works and then they don't even show up on the call and want to do a one-on-one when we're doing it right now. So please try to get them on the call. I do definitely understand, sometimes people have to work and things, so I will have this recorded. Okay, so the last Bollinger Band. Hold on. 1 second. Okay, so the last Bollinger Band, of course, we know the length is 50. Who can guess what that number is gonna be?
4.
Yep, 4. Definitely 4. So that's it. Like that's the first step. And so basically what we're doing, if you're wondering what we're doing, is remember I told you that this harmonic scanner is 87 to 90% accurate. So that means that what we're doing is we want to take high quality trades, right? We don't want to gamble. We want to know what we're looking at. So what we're doing is we're setting this up to be able to see what's a good trade. So we're kind of like using this as a blueprint to be able to know, because a lot of people want to know when do you get in the trade, or what's a good trade. And this is what this harmonic scanner is doing. That's why it's so important as soon as you get out the academy that you're plugging in to the IML TV harmonic scanner. You pick who you want to look at and master this scanner. It's really not hard. I know a couple of you guys already have dived into it, so I'm pretty sure you can give your testimonies. But that's the first step, family. That's what you call like you could call that like a trade setup. That's what we kind of did. We set up our trade. Okay. So if you see these little lines right here, these are my Bollinger Bands. That's what those are, Bollinger Bands. So what Bollinger Bands do, if you kind of think about it, if you think about like wrestling, like WWF wrestling, like you know how they kind of like slam people on those ropes, and then by them slamming themselves on the ropes, it kind of like throws them back in the middle. Well, it's the same thing with this. Like, hold on, let me take the background out real quick. I feel like I got the background somewhere. 1 second. I'm going back to my format. Something.
Divide by that decimal, you're going to get 20.5.
Yes, I may be listening to the education at the same time. I hear it in the backdrop. Okay, cool. So Anywho, I had to take that other background out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to follow these 3 confirmations. And if all 3 of these confirmations check off on your list, that means, hey, it's time to get in the trade. This is a good trade. This is one you want to get in, right? So this is what you really want to write down. So confirmation number 1, somebody drop it in a comment bar if you already know what it is so I could just copy paste it. But confirmation number 1 is that price has to at least enter through the entry point. So what does that mean? Confirmation number 1 is that price has to at least make it through the entry point. So if we look at this green line that's going straight across, right here, straight across, it says entry. And if we follow it straight over here to these candles, this is where we're going to see the price candle. So let me blow it up so I can show y'all. Because see, these candles tell a story. Each candle means a certain thing, literally. So this is price candle. How do we know it's price? Because D is above it. Sometimes D is below it, depending on if it's a buy or a sell. But regardless, wherever you see D at, the candle itself is price. Okay, so D is not price. The candle is price. The D is just like a, hey, look at me. You get what I'm saying? Like this, it's just an indicator. But the whole candle right here is the price candle. So if we look at this candle, and you can move this. So don't freak out if this moves because it snaps back. Like in a minute, it's just going to fly back up. So if you look at this candle, body to wick, because if you can kind of, let me make it bigger. If you kind of look at this candle, and we're looking at the body and the wick. So think about an actual candle. It got a body and it got a wick, right? So it's kind of the same thing. So this wick is not even touching the entry point. It's not even touching it. Do y'all think it's touching it? Let me move it. If you think it's touching it, let me know.
No.
Okay, anybody else? How y'all feel?
No.
Okay, cool. So what that means, family, is already off the bat, confirmation number 1 didn't even make it. So with that being said, we wouldn't even go on to confirmation number 2 and 3 yet because it didn't even pass the basic 1. So in that case, what I'll do is I'll shuffle back through, right? I'll shuffle back through. So what does that mean? That means, excuse me, that means I'm going to go look at another pair. I'm going to go see another pair that at least makes confirmation number 1. So let's just look for a good example really quick. And like I said, here's the thing with the harmonic scanner. Like I said, it's 87 to 90% accurate. So the more you get in tune with this, the more you're going to be able to see trades happen, even if even if some of the confirmations don't hit. Right? There's going to come a point that as you being a beginner, you want to follow these rules to the T. You really do. Because it's literally a guideline. If you follow it to a T, I'm telling you, this is what I've been using. I've been making money just using this strategy alone. So I'm trying to look for a good setup right now. And why aren't, okay, this one right here is a good one, and I'm going to tell you why. So let me blow it up. And so sometimes it takes patience, family. Like if you want to know people like, I got to get the money. I got to have the money now. The money's cool. I mean, the money's there. We know every 24 hours, there's $5.3 trillion a day being rolled out on this market. So have a little patience because by you being anxious like that, that's energy. And that wears off in the market. And then you're going to end up blowing your account because you're moving so fast. So you definitely want to pay attention to detail when you're trading because you want to make sure you put the right take profit in. If you just rushing through trying to hurry up, and because I'm speaking from personal experience, like I've done it a couple of times, like people threw signals in a group, and then maybe I'm out doing something and I'm trying to hurry up and rush, and I put the wrong TP in or the wrong stop loss. So, you know, we're all the same. So I'm speaking from personal experience. So anywho, let's look at this one. So remember, confirmation number one. Do y'all feel like price candle has made confirmation number one in this chart right here? Let me blow it up. Okay. What would y'all say? Did the wick at least like touch that green line? I know it's really faint.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Somebody else say yes?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It did. The wick. You probably can't see it so bright on my end, but the wick has went through. So that means it went through the entry point. It tapped it. It went in. Entry point. What is entry point? You know, we can find that in the academy. Basically, the entry point is just like it sounds. Like it's a great place to enter. You want to have a good entry because the better the entry, the more pips you get. So confirmation note number one is already in. So now we want to look at confirmation number two. So now that this is going on, I want to go ahead and check out the other confirmations to see if this is a good trade or not. So let me put the first one on the screen really quick. Hold on. See what color that's going to show up. Okay, it showed up pink. So you can kind of see this and write it down just in case you didn't get it. It's also in the comment bar. So confirmation number two is that the price candle, remember, price candle, how do we know it's the price candle? Because in this case, the D is at the bottom. In the last case, the D was at the top because it was a sale, but now this is a buy. And how do we know it's a buy? Because the money's on top. The take profits on top. That means we want the candles to go towards the money. We want it to go towards the money. So, anywho, confirmation number two is that the price candle has to at least penetrate at least 2 Bollinger Bands. And remember, these are our bands. We got them on the top and we got 5 on the bottom. So looking at this whole price candle, would you say that it was not touching or penetrating at least 2 Bollinger Bands? Would you say it's not?
I would say it is penetrating at least 2 Bollinger Bands.
Anybody disagree?
I would say it is also.
I agree.
Okay. Okay, it is. It definitely is. If you look at it, it's touching 1, 2, 3 of them. Right? The body's touching 1 and the wick is touching 2. You know, so it's about touching 3. So there you go. Confirmation number 2 is a check. Right? So this trade is looking more and more like a great opportunity to go ahead and get in. Right? So if somebody can just drop that confirmation number 2 in the chat box, we can get it popping so somebody can write that down. Okay, so look, we're already into confirmation number 3. So confirmation number 3 can be a little tricky. Only because you just gotta pay attention. Okay, so this move right here is a buy, which we already talked about because we know the money is on top. So with that being said, this next candle you see right here, it needs to be blue. It needs to be a bullish candle. And because we already got into the academy, we know what a bullish candle is. Excuse me. We know what a bullish candle is, right? And if we didn't know, a bullish candle is a buy. So when you think about a bull, think about a buy. And if you think about a bear, you're thinking about a sell, okay? So in this case, this candle right here was still selling. So what I would have done is I wouldn't have got into this candle, because when this candle happened and it closed, I would wait till it closed, right? So this is the hour chart. So that means it would have took 1 hour, 2 hours. I would kind of be watching it every hour. But I would, as soon as this would have closed, because this is what happens. If you just jump in here when the candle starts forming and you're like, oh, it's blue. It's blue. Okay, guess what? It's blue now, but it can change because people are still trading in the market. So wait till this is like, since this is an hour chart, I would wait till maybe like 57, 58 minutes. And if you go over here to Trading View, because I always pull the pair up on Trading View. If you go over here to Trading View, if you see this little clock right here where it says 24:30, 24:29, 24, it's ticking down. So that lets you know like how much time is left. So let's just hypothetically say that this is the same pair that we're looking at here. And we're like, oh, okay, well, in 24 hours, it still has 24 minutes before. Like this green candle can do something. In 24 minutes, it can go red, right? So that's why I say wait a little bit when you have like maybe 3 minutes in the game, and you can kind of get in there, right? So I hope that makes sense. So you would get in on the close of this candle, right? And then what you would do is you would ride it all the way up to take profit 1. Let me see how many pips that is real quick. And how do you know how many pips it is? You go to this little measuring thingy right here. Excuse me, I got a little cold down here in Vegas. I think it's a temperature drop. So take this measuring stick, and then you'll just like ride it up to whatever point you want to ride it up to. And you see right here, it says 301. Well, it's really just 30 pips, right? That 301 is 30 pips. So that means if we get in on this candle and we ride it up to here, we're going to be riding it for 30 pips, right? So that's what we want to do. When we're trading on the hour chart, write this down, the hour chart, the 4-hour chart, or the day chart. If we're trading on any one of those charts, our take profit is always going to be take profit 1 or the MA line. What's the MA line? It's this red line that's going right on through. This is the MA line. So sometimes, not in this instance, but sometimes this red line that you see rolling across right here, sometimes it's a little bit more down, meaning it's coming before take profit 1. So whichever one comes first. If that didn't make sense, let me know. I see we have some comments in the comment bar real quick.
Could you go over that one more time?
I sure can. Let me, somebody wrote it in the group. I'm going to copy it, put it on the screen so you guys can see really quick. Okay. 1 second. Make sure, and I promise you, if you follow these little simple rules to the T, like while you're learning your own strategy, use this, make money with this. Because I don't know if anybody knows, but we're going live March 6th. So I need you guys to master this so and get through the academy. So when we're throwing signals in the group, you know what a lot size is, you know, and you're contributing, right? Everybody needs to contribute. So we need all eyes looking at the product. So a couple of you guys might be looking at the Harmonic Scanner. Some of us might be looking at Gold Cup, but we're all going to help each other. And we're going to our next call probably, next week, we're going to be formulating our money goals on how much money we want to make doing this. So I definitely need you guys practicing this, okay? So anywho, like I said before, the hour chart, the 4-hour and the day chart, you're going to take your money at take profit 1 or the MA line. So what I was saying is like this red line, let me put an arrow on it so you can see. Okay. Boom. This red line where this arrow is, it's running all the way across. So in some instances where you see TP1 right here in this area, sometimes this red line is lower, meaning, let's just use our imagination really quick. All right, hold on. Let me draw this. Let's use our imagination really quick. So let's just say this MA line is right here. Let me make this darker. Okay, so using our imagination. So instead of it being here, it's really here. So what I mean is, if the MA line came before the take profit line, which it did in our imaginary example, that means you would take your take profit here, meaning that you would look at this yellow line, if it was the MA line, go across and look at these numbers. This 0.67882, this is your take profit. This is what you'll put in MetaTrader 4. So did that make sense for whoever told me to run it back? Was that TJ? I think that was, I'm not sure. But okay, so I hope that made sense. So let's talk about the stop loss. We all should be trading with a stop loss. Why? Because we need to practice proper risk management. If a trade doesn't go the way you want it to go, right, you need to have a safety net. What do I mean by that? So right now I marked up the chart. Which one is this? Oh, here's one I marked up. So earlier I was talking to Key and I told her that this started peeking through and that it was going to make it to this point, which it did. But if it didn't and this start going down, my stop loss takes me out the trade completely so that I don't just keep losing money on a downward motion. That makes sense. So you want your stop loss. So in this case, here's your stop loss and here's the number. It says 0.6744. That's our stop loss. But we want to give ourselves some wiggle room, because I don't know if anybody has experienced it or not, but if you don't set your stop loss a little lower and give because the candles need to breathe. You know, they do pullbacks, they do reversals. You know how they do. They need room to breathe. So when you adjust your stop loss, you're giving it time to like breathe, okay? Because if you don't, it'll end up hitting your stop loss on the pullback and then going back in the direction you wanted it to go, but your stop loss is too low. So write this down. Remember, you're going to take profit at take profit 1 or the MA line. Now, what you're going to do with this stop loss is you're going to add about 7 to 10 pips to the stop loss. Now, the strategy that I'm telling you about, I learned from Ferron Hazlett in the IML TV. That's where you're going to learn more about the strategy, right? I'm just giving you an overview. You're going to learn it from the IML TV.